Hey folks, time once again to do a retro CSS battle. These are CSS battles from the past, daily targets from May 13th, 14th, and 15th. Some interesting shapes here today. Let's get right to it. I think I'm going to go for the nested template, even though it might be a bad idea. The nested template uses the ampersand and then a nested star, so that what that ends up being is the HTML element and the body element. So I'm going to put this orange on the main, and then I'm going to try to use margins here to create this thin shape. All right, so 100. Let's see if we can get it. 31, 32. Okay, and a little less margin, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 31, 32. And then if I add a border radius of, let's say, 10 pixels, that's the way to get that shape. Okay, so the triangle, I think I'm going to be able to do on the HTML element, but I'm not sure. So to get a square like that, I'm going to do a conic gradient, and I'm hopeful that that will work. So it's going to be from 45 degrees, and then it's yellow for 90 degrees, and actually I can just do 25%, and then the orange. Now, we get that weird behavior because of the oddness about what the actual size ends up being with the margins here. What happens if I set 100%, 100%? Can I get it then? It's possible those margins are going to ruin it for me. So let's see, what can we do? So adjusting these numbers maybe gets us some difference. So this is really torturing the HTML here quite a bit. But it might work. No, I think it's a bad idea. I now retract, and we're going to go blank template, set the background to be this paragraph tag, and then use margins on the paragraph element to get that. And then we won't have to deal with sort of the weirdness there. I just feel like we're asking for trouble. We're just not quite get it. 4, 5, 8, 100, 30, 40. There's 140. We're going to give it a height of 20, I think is correct, and then change these margins. 5, 4, 3, 1, 2. All right, and now we're going to try the same thing again on the body. Conic gradient from 45 degrees. So we're going around like a radar scope, like a radar reading. 25%, and then the orange, and that's how we get that. Now we can move that using background position. But what I would like to do is to have that be a certain size. So let's see what we can do there. If I set this background size in the right way, I do 50%, 50%, and then set, do that, then I get a more limited set of that. So this might help me a little bit. 2, 2. Well, that doesn't quite work because it's in the middle. All right, so let's see what we need to do to make this taller. 20. And then let's set this at 0. So this is what I have now. We're playing with numbers. Is close, but not quite right, is it? Let's use 100 pixels instead. 4. All right, so I think this needs to be a little bigger. 20, and then 30. I think that's what gets us that. So now I'm going to set this to be transparent and then put orange in the background. And that might be it. Let's submit that and see if that's 100% match. I don't know. Maybe. That is 100% match, and we'll take it. We're going to minify and unit replace using my plugins, and that is a solution to that particular shape. And that is a higher score than I've got in the past. All right, what do we got next? Kind of an interesting little shape there. Okay, what do we got? And how do we do it? It has me thinking about the quality of elements that have different border sizes. So what does that look like? Let's create. So I kind of am seeing this as the shape. And I'm going to go blank template just because we had such good luck before. I'm going to do border. Let's see, how do we get that border to be this? Border solid, border color is this medium color, and then that, and then border width is, let's say 40 pixels, 40 pixels 0. Can we use math to adjust that in the way that makes sense? And then we're going to set a background color. Background, I guess, is that bright color. So that's roughly the shape. And again, I'm trying to do this middle part and the bottom part. I'm not worrying about the top part here to begin with. So what do we got to do to make that work? Let's set the margins here, and we'll start adjusting numbers. 100, 20, 30. So that's getting close. And then margins on the side, 7, 8, 9, and 1, and 2. I might have it. And then the final, well, actually, can I do that a box shadow? Box shadow 0 minus 100 pixels. Yeah, I can use a box shadow to get the top part of that. And again, with the bright color, Yeah, I think that works. I'll take that. Now it's possible I could do this on the body tag, but you know, once the body tag bites me, I kind of avoid it. All right, and so what do we got here? We got a height of 80, which is this here, a solid border, and we have border colors and border widths that are multiple. So we have two colors, the top and bottom, and then the sides. Top and bottom, and then sides. And then we have border widths for the top, and then the sides is the second number. We have 3 digits, and then we have the bottom is 0 pixels. So if I make this 2 pixels, you'll see, right, you can see that happening there. All right, let's minify and unit replace. I don't think there's any units to replace here. And that's a fun solution to that problem too. I enjoyed that one a great deal. Also a better score than I've got in the past. All right, and then lastly, we got this cute guy. And what is that? Okay. Well, I want to continue going with the blank in the background. Let's do the circles first, huh? Yes, the circles first. Or is what we want to do actually the triangles first? Kind of interesting problem there. No, let's do the circles. No, I really can't decide. Let's do the circles, and we're going to do them because they're kind of overlapping. Of what the triangles are, and we saw how the triangles are. These don't line up in the way that I would wish. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the quad. So this is my plugin that sets me up for. If I do this first quadrant, then things will work out. So what I'm going to do then is set this up with colors. Do what? We got a 45-degree linear gradient. And I think what I want to do is a linear gradient of blue, 100 pixels, and then here's the color stop. This is how you get triangles and whatnot, right? So let's do it as the minus of that, minus 135. Yeah, so there's the blue. So let's do it. We're just going to do it a piece at a time. $100, 10, 20. So that's some of what we need, not all of what we need. And then let's do a linear, so that we'll put transparent where the yellow is. And then let's do linear gradient from the side, 90 degrees of this blue. Uh, 50 pixels, and then transparent. And that's not visible because I'm using black. It should be transparent. Okay. $50, $60, 61, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so maybe this is close. This might be one more pixel. How about 119? 120? Let's change it to a Q unit. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. Yeah. Let's try that. Okay, so then what? Now we need round circles. And I think that the way I want to do this is radial gradient at 50%, 100% white of, what is it, 15 pixels maybe, and then and then blue actually. And this is going to cover everything. And we need the keyword circle. That's a circle. So we want to repeat X. So okay, so this is goofy. I know that. We need it to be at the bottom. Left 0, bottom 0. So this is another way to do this. Definitely on the goofy side. Let's make this a little wider, 4, 5, and then the height of that is too much. This will be 20, 15. So that kind of does it, but not quite. Let's do this 50%, 100%. Yeah, okay. That's close. And then what about another linear gradient from the side? This is a mess of a solution, for sure. But, you know, I'm getting it done, just not very well. 5%, and then transparent. 6, 7, 8. Is that a match? I'm kind of genuinely curious. I'm not sure that it is. I'm seeing a line there along this edge that might represent that we're not at 100%, but we are at 100% match, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. So again, the thing that we made there is that. We did that using flex wrap and the scale. Again, this is part of the plugins on my GitHub page that you can install and then do quad or bilaterally top and bottom, left, right symmetry. So you create the shape on the side and get that done. And so that's a legitimate way to do that as well. And this is overkill, but today, I don't care. Let's resubmit. And I don't think that the minification has clobbered it, so we're good there. And that's a solution. Do we want to do it a different way? Maybe I do. So I'm going to do this linear. Just copy this linear gradient, and let's do the blank template again. There's our radial gradient, and we don't want it at 50%. 50%. We want it there. Repeat X. So there's that. This is another way to do that. And what did we say? Is it 20 pixels? No. So it's 100, 60. How wide is this? 60, 50? 50 does it, doesn't it? Yeah, sure. It does leave us with some problems. Makes this 30 pixels as the height. So there's the bar. So what do we do next? Well, let's clobber this. We don't need any of that. And we can just use ampersand instead. We also don't need margins in this case. So what do we do next? I think we do a linear gradient from side to side. Of this blue to transparent. So that's how we get that moving across. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 55. And then, what is that? 335. To do the other part of that. And that's the other part of that color stop. And really that should be on top of the circles, because we have the circles on the corners that are a problem. No trailing commas. There we go. So that's a way to do that. And then what gradients do we need next? Well, we have a few things that we need to do here. I guess what we need to do then is be at an angle. I guess we could, yeah, there's a few different ways to do it, is the issue. So let's do linear gradient. Transparent, and then the blue, and then transparent again. We need to be at an angle, 45 degrees. So what are the color stops? 100 pixels, 0. So we want to line that up. 2, 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3. And then 240 pixels, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 61. All right, so there's that, right? And then I can copy and paste this. This is also still a lot of code, at least the way I'm doing it. There are probably other options. There's another square. Oh, but that also has the side effect of, oh, so here's the problem there. Well, there's just multiple problems here. Kind of funny though. Okay. What have I got myself into? All right. Okay, so then lastly, I need to fill this in. So what's the pattern that I need to fill this in? So I'm going to put orange in the way background, so I can see what I haven't covered. And what are my choices? Let's do a conic gradient. And we're going to do from 45 degrees, transparent, 25%, and then the blue, and then transparent again. And that is a way to do that, to let things come through. So I guess we're going to do another linear gradient at coming in from 90 degrees, and this one is going to be a little bit shorter. There are other choices. We could do borders. Let's do this at 1%, 5, and then 95% over here. So this gradient, you can see that. That's what that is. That's just to cover up the circles. All right, well, let's submit that. Let's see if that's 100% match. I would like it to be. And it is. So now we're going to unit replace and minify, and that's another solution to that problem, all on the background of the body. None of these are super clean, because it is a pretty complex figure. I think there are other choices to how to do this. I mean, you could also, so if anything, the radial gradient is kind of the simplest thing, right? What are our other choices? Is there another choice? What happens if you do? Let's do it a third way. Why not? Okay, what's it gonna do? What does it take to create an element that covers the entirety of the white? The angular parts of the white here. 58, 57, 56, 57. And then 3, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then our height is 200, 220, 30. All right, so we've covered the entirety of the angular portion. So let's do a clip path. And then what, 100 pixels, 100 pixels. And then 50%, 50%. And then I'm just making up numbers, really. Make this 220 pixels. And clearly I have some bad numbers here. All right, we've got a clip path. Missing a comma. All right, there's my, so that's what it looks like when I go very, very quickly to create a clip path. It's better than you would hope, but not as good as we need. So which parts of this clip path are no good? I think this number is too far over. Yeah, 170 is correct. 170. So that kind of works. And what's more, this clip path is a little tricky because why? Why is this clip path tricky? Well, do we even want to use this clip path? This is not a great clip path. This 50% point I think is no good. I think we get rid of that. There we go. Also, I don't think it's tall enough. That looks good. So, what do we do next? Is it that radial gradient? Circle, white, it was 30 pixels by 30 pixels or something, 60 maybe, I've forgotten, 50%, and you can kind of see it there. 15 pixels and 0. And then the width is 50. And then we need to do white to do the rest. So that's another way to do this. Now, it doesn't account for these circles out here on the sides, unfortunately. It's not bad, not really, but it is a little bit wonky. So how do we do these circles? So I just do the same circle again. Let's put that as a variable. Actually, we do this is the variable. I don't know what that is. G for the background. Plump. And then this is our G. Give me I'm not explaining very well what I'm doing here. And then put this on the background. And then so we made that go maybe like that. There we go. That's hilarious. Do we need, what do we need then? How do we do this? So does that mean we still need margins to be set? I like the margins where they are, actually. And if we do what, border? Actually, let's do box shadow, inset, box shadow, inset, 10 pixels, 0. Oh, interestingly, do I need to set margin 0? Margin, this is going to change everything, unfortunately. Yep, that changes everything. Weirdly disappointing. Does that mean if I do a box shadow like that, that's going to work? No. Because the margins of the body are by default in, so I need to do margin 0, and then I'm going to have to adjust these margins. So 40. And how much? I don't know. Oh, the math has all gone crazy. Math has gone very disappointingly crazy. So let's go ahead and do these insets first, because I think we know we want them. We have a minus 20, so those cover our things there, but our margins are just way wonky. Okay, margin 0. So here, there's again deeply weird shapes now. And we need to use these margins to, so I'm going to set one at a time. 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means this is also 65. And then this 10, 20, 30, 40, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. All right, so it's 35, 65, and that's the way to do that. So yes, this is a very crazy kind of solution. We're reusing a bunch of this. So we're going to copy this as well. And then like that, and then like that. So this radial gradient is on both the body and its child paragraph element. So let's submit that and make sure that's 100%. So this is the third way. None of these fully satisfying, but this is at least fun. All right, let's unit replace and minify, and we got to get the heck out of here because this is a crazy one. So that's 3 ways to do it. You can probably think of other ways to do it. Individual triangles would probably be easier in terms of clip path. Like this is a pretty complicated clip path. And that's it. Thanks for watching. This has been May 13th, 14th, and 15th of 2024 daily targets from the past. I hope you enjoyed this. Go make a web page. HTML and CSS are awesome. And you can make a web page and send it to your friend because everybody's got web browsers. I mean, pretty much. All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.